Okay, so if I could take it, and then and we'll make this a conversation. So feel free to jump into it, because it's not just my story; it's a lot of people's story. And this is how it goes: is when I was 19 years old, my dad found stand-up comedy for me. He found an article in a newspaper. I was helping him start a gas station business down in Galveston, Texas. I was 2 hours away from Houston. Yeah. So he goes, "You ought to try this. You got that energy. You got this wild energy, and it's always funny. You've always dealt with stuff with your sense of humor. Go down and try this." So I went down and tried it. And the first night I tried it, when I got off stage, there was 10 of us. I was the 5th guy. And when I got off, Sam was the first guy to walk up to me and go, "Hey, what's your name? You're really funny." Because we're all doing stand-up for the very first time.
Wow.
Okay, It's a brand new club.
Right.
So he was in a suit, and I assumed he was the owner of the club because he was like 6 years older than me. Right. And I just assumed he was the owner because he really handled himself well. He goes, "What's your name?" I told him, and he goes, "How long you been doing this?" I go, "First time." He goes, "You're kidding me." And I said, "No." And he goes, "Real natural." And I go, "Thanks, man." He goes, "Yeah. You stick around tonight?" I go, "Yes, sir." He goes, No, I'm on later. I went, "Oh." So he was the last guy. And he went up, and I didn't know that, I found out later. He was 2 weeks out of the ministry. So he'd been a minister all this time. Yeah. So he's 2 weeks out of the ministry. That's why he wore suits, because that's all the clothes he had. That was his dress clothes. Was suits, right? And he knew how to wear them. I was a kid. I didn't know how to wear a suit yet. Right. So he gets on stage, and he goes, "I do impressions. They're a little bit different. My impression of Jesus in a hurry." "Yeah, you're healed. Come on, next. Come on. I got to be in Jerusalem in an hour and a half. Let's go. Come on, I got an ass waiting for me. Come on. Yeah, you can see. Come on, I don't have time to talk. Move it. Right? And it was just really, because I was raised in churches, Pentecostal churches. My dad was an assistant pastor. All that stuff of trying to be the good kid growing up, and I saw somebody who made fun of the church and stuff. He did a thing called Baby Jesus, where he could do anything he wanted because no one could stop him. Right. "I'm Baby Jesus, and I want to smoke a cigarette." "You can't have a cigarette. You're 6. "Then I'm turning you into a frog." So abusing his powers. Yeah.
And then Hollywood did that movie over and over again. Made tons of money off it. Thank you, Sam.
So we became friends. We started because we had the same background. We were raised in churches and stuff. We became buddies. We started writing together every night. We'd stay up till 4 in the morning, and his younger brother was originally my best friend. We were the same age. We all moved in together. We lived blocks from what was that urban cowboy movie? That remember
Travolta.
Yeah, but remember when they rode the bull? All that stuff was right down the street from our house. Mickey Gillies, right down the street from my house.
That
so
real
I had
bar?
cowboy. Yeah, the real place.
Regulators!
Oh yeah. I rode the bull once. I stayed on for 20 seconds on 8, which was one of the highest you could get on. I couldn't walk for 4 days after that. I was bad that night. I went home and ripped every muscle out of my body.
The same bull as Travolta.
That's right.
Cowboy.
Exactly. So that was a trip. Anyway, paid our dues at this club for a year. We got kicked out. So we got in my station wagon, and we drove to L.A., and we were going to make it because we were the big fish in the pond, We went to L.A., and we're going to make it, man. We're going to tear this town a new ass. We were doormen for 5 years at the Comedy Store in L.A.
Right.
Rodney came in. We had a late show. We caused so much trouble that all the rock and rollers started hanging out. Now it's getting to 85. Rodney came in to buy some pot one night. "Hey, you know where to get some shit, Yeah, he comes in. He sees the last of Sam's spot. He puts him on the HBO special in last part of 85. It changes Sam's life. But he fell in love with us. And we came out here and we wrote all that stuff. We put all that crap together. That 6 minutes changed his life. Now you know the game. The next day you're recognized everywhere.
Yeah,
that was his thing. So
nice.
From that ride, we went on the tour bus, and we started doing those rock clubs and everything. But then people didn't know we had paid 7 years of dues together, that we had written together, that we'd stayed up every night, that we'd survived. We'd called our family, begged for money. We had done whatever, stole purses, did whatever we could to get through to the next day. You know the survival game, man. Absolutely. I had a 2-bedroom. I slept in the front seat of the car. He slept in the back.
Right.
So you finally get to where your dream is, and then it just tears up. All of a sudden, you're playing the rock clubs in the beginning, 500 seats, 700 seats. Then he did a Letterman spot that was so controversial. Bam, we went to 1,500-seat theaters. And then you went from a car to a van. Then all of a sudden, a year and a half later, you get the bus. You got $1 million bus. You're cruising around. The party never has to stop. Then we started playing Wild Thing. We started doing all these songs. We started doing our music because we both play guitar.
Lines of forming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Are you going to go see Kid
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I heard it's crazy. And then all of a sudden, the party picks up. And it's just going nuts. And then meanwhile, off stage, we're talking about this is what our dream was about. It was about 2 guys shaking hands and agreeing that nothing was going to stop us, just like the Bible that we were raised on. 1 can slay 1,000, 2 can slay 10,000. In other words, if you gang up with other people that you believe in something so much, then you create your reality and nobody else can take that from you.
Wow.
Nice, bro.
That's heavy.
So we start rocking this world out and we start living our dreams out. And then drugs came and paid a visit. And then booze came and paid a visit.
These people are on a path to change the world, sire. This is a serious alarm.
What do you mean? We've had others that tried to change the world. They came in the motion of metal music and changed the music of the world. We brought them drugs.
This, sire, comes to us in a different direction.
Oh, hush, fool.
No, it comes from comedy.
Oh, hush.
Trust me, they're starting to sell out on the drop of a dime. Ow! Ow! Perhaps you should watch this tape, sire, as he says the last recorded thing that Jesus says was, "Can somebody get a fucking Hernandez or Leonard? Maybe you're having it down, huh?" He is truly someone different.
All right. Send him
The real good horse and the real good drugs.
What about his friends? He has very strong following friends. His disciples are deep embedded from the south, if you get what my drifts are.
Bring him on.
However, what they did not know, someone, Obi-Wan,
There was one that was hidden.